Welcome back to part 2 of the budget transmission 5-speed swap. I don't know, whatever I'm calling it. Budget build, budget trans 5-speed swap. I don't know. Yeah, anyways. So on this week's episode, what we're going to do is get this thing cleaned up. As you can see, we got a lot of work to do to kind of clean up the frame area, especially over here where the battery was. The rack and pinion is looking a little sad. K-member, cross-member, or whatever you want to call it, is not looking too hot either. And then there's just dust and dirt and stuff around that we can clean up and make it look good. Why not? Motor's out. Might as well go ahead and get this cleaned up. And the reason that I want to do it now is because I want to pull the interior, because I want to take the HVAC out of it. And as you can see over there on the firewall, if I were to take the HVAC out now, what you would have would be those seals right there would be open to the inside of the car. And I, just to keep water and stuff out, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that stuff in place for now. It seems like the next good step would be to get all this cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this thing outside, put some kind of chemical on it, pressure wash it, get it all cleaned up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to get as much of the grease and grime and that kind of stuff off as possible. I might remove the K-member out of this car and clean it further. I'm not sure. I might remove the lower control arms and clean those as well. I don't know. I know I want this car to look extremely clean on the underside, just like it does on the top side and on the inside. Again, it's just labor. I'm considering this budget. This is a budget build. Because I'm not just throwing tons of money at it and tons of parts at it. I'm throwing what it needs. That doesn't mean you have to compromise in labor. There's no hurry. Unless there was a hurry. If you have a hurry, you need to get to work with the car, or it's going to go to some show or something like that, then sure, there would be a little bit of a time crunch, and maybe you would skip some of the removal of the K-member or lower control arms to clean them. And inspect the bushings, that kind of stuff. I might remove the K-member, I might remove the lower control arms, I don't know. I need to see how they look after I pressure wash everything and get everything all nice and clean. But I'm in no hurry with this car. So I do want to get it done, but on the other side of it, I want it to look good. I'm putting all this money, there is some money in this, putting money and effort into it. I'm not just going to skip a step just because it's, it's not fun or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, that's where we're at. We're going to clean it as much as we can, and then I'll probably have to come back and do a little bit of hand touch up here and there to get the car, at least get the engine bay where I want it. Sorry, the fan's on again. It's already hot out. So if you hear the fan, sorry about that. All right, got the car outside, which was a struggle all in its own because I put a rag in the driver's side wheel from underneath. So when I went to push it forward, it got caught up in the brake system, and then I'm fighting and pushing, like, why will this thing go backwards but it won't go forwards? I thought the rear end was locked up, put some roller skates underneath the back, didn't help it. And then I'm walking around the front, sure enough, rag stuffed up into the brakes there. Pull the wheel off, pull the caliper off, pull the rag out, put everything back, get it back outside. So it's outside now. It is so hot, so hot. I'm gonna stick you guys out here, but I don't know how long this is gonna last in the sun, because GoPros and heat don't really mix. So I can't really get you too close because I don't want to get you wet. So we'll just put you there. All right, let's start up this guy, put water on.
this down.
On the floor, no way out. Drop the bass, feel the doubt. On the floor, no way out.
Let's see. Oh, you guys are still on. Oh, that's nice. Guess the GoPro made it. So yeah, let's say it turned out a lot cleaner than it was to start. Now that I got all the big chunks off, now I can take it in and kind of go through and then do the rest. Little spots by hand, scrub, clean, wipe. But for the most part, it is, I'd say, about 80%. So there's a lot of grease and stuff like this right here. That'll wipe off, and the paint will kind of shine back up. So same down here. I'll have to do some touch up there on the fender where the paint's worn away. But yeah, I think that'll do it. But now's the fun part, because if you haven't noticed, my shop is on a bit of a downhill and this car has no motor in it. So getting this thing back in the shop is a pain. And when you're one guy, you come up with lots of interesting ways to do things. And what I have discovered is one of the most, sorry about the fan. One of the most valuable tools in the shop is this right here. This is a Warren drill winch. This thing is awesome. So I'm going to hook it to that, to the bottom of that big old shelf right there. I've pulled Galaxies with that. I've pulled El Camino with that. That shelf doesn't move. So this Mustang is definitely lighter than those other cars. So I'll just clip one end to the shelf, the other end to the car, pull it back in the shop. Once it's in the shop, then then I just push it around like normal. But I'll go ahead and record this part so you can laugh at me. But this is what you do when you're only one person. All right, got the car back in here. Like I said, don't want to put it on the hoist quite yet because we're going to pull the interior out of it. Got the cars back in here, most important part. Get that door closed, more important. Got the fan going on me. So my plan with this and getting the interior out, what I would like to do is put the top down. So I kind of already taken everything out of it. I think this went that way. Have to figure it out when I go to put the, yeah, I went that way. And then the little bumpy, okay, that's over there. That holds it in. There we go, that's good enough. Here, let's look in here real quick. So now that it's kind of dried, you can see it's got some haziness to it. Like when you wipe your hand on it, you can see there's still some dirt, just light dirt. So I'll hand clean the rest of this, make it look half decent, and then we'll go from there as far as the dirt goes. Let's see if I can't put some power to this thing. Maybe it's not connected. Maybe that's connected. Is that connected? No, still got nothing. Goes here. Does this need to be grounded maybe? No? That should work. Let's see here. Where's the battery out of this car? Oh, I put it in the back of the El Camino. It's my part storage. Part storage slash shop truck. Positive is over here. If I don't want that to fall. There we go. Let's do that. If I plug this in, it's not gonna spark on anything, right? Weird. Yeah, it's working now. Let me try it again. Don't have anything in the way of the top. Oh, I think it just hasn't been down in a while. Okay. Check the stuff in the trunk. Make sure it's not. Oh, that's fine. Okay. There we go. The one good part about a convertible is it makes working on the interior pretty easy. Kind of got a jump on some of the easy stuff that just felt like was a waste to record. Center console, super simple. If you've never taken one out, just there's tons of videos on people taking them out. Screws, couple things here and there. There's a couple behind the glove box, two behind the knee board on the other side, and then the thing just pops right out after you take out a couple screws. Anyways, got that out. Got the shifter out again. I think it was 4 screws holding the plastic piece, which I don't think I needed to take off, and then 4 screws holding it down to the floor. Just go ahead and take that off, and you're done. You're out. Super simple. That's the hole. We'll see if that hole is adequate for the manual transmission. Not sure if it is. Like I said, there's a couple screws back here, a couple screws up here, a couple screws over there. That's out. Took the back seats out. Back seats came out because I want to vacuum underneath in the quarters, and then also I noticed those wires were routed incorrectly, and I'm going to ditch that retarded aftermarket speaker wiring. No reason to have that. The stock speaker wiring was extremely adequate. Don't know why that was changed, but whatever. I'm taking it out, putting it back to normal. Vacuuming all that stuff up. Plus this makes taking the carpet out a little bit easier. Of course, you got to take out the seat belt things. Those came out super simple. Just got the basics out of here. Now we get into some of the more difficult stuff. The dashboard and taking that out. Again, I have the fan on today, so if you hear some wind noise, I do apologize for that. Not much I can do about that. It's hot. It's really hot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you set up on the trunk looking in, and then we're just going to attack this dashboard. right, guys, very important. If you take a column out or you take a column apart, be very careful of this mechanism right here, which twists. You know, it's called a clock spring. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. If you haven't, just be careful with it. You don't want to turn it, basically. It should only turn as much as the steering wheel in one direction and in the opposite direction. So it's not like you want to take this thing out and woo, twirl it around and you'll blow that clock spring up. So I'm just going to set you guys right here, and I'm going to try and use zip ties to secure this, just so that it doesn't accidentally twist on me in storage. I think I'm going to try and use the multi-function. No, that won't work. Okay, let's go another loop. If you got long zip ties, that's probably a lot better than these short ones that I have. I guess the other thing you could do is take the key out and let the steering wheel lock hit. That's probably what a lot of you are screaming at the screen right now. Like, dummy, why don't you just do that? And then now it won't go anywhere. You know, how come you didn't tell me that earlier? Anyways, I'll keep my zip ties there just in case. You know, it's always good to have a little bit of backup, just in case something goes wrong. But steering wheel lock, yeah, great way to hold that clock spring still. Okay, I believe we're down to the last nut holding this in. There might be some harness hold back as this comes out, but it's pretty simple. There's two 8 mils here at the bottom, and a bunch of what are those, 9/32 across the top, and then you got this one here nut on the pedal assembly. And so take this last, oops, that's not even close to the right size. Where's the other, oh, there it is. Is that it? Oh, that's not it. That's the same one I had. What happened to the other socket? This is Daniel from the future coming at you. I think I got a little overzealous with the amount of video that I've taken. I was downloading the video card there and realized that I got a lot of video and I haven't really signed off or gotten ready to do the next episode on this car. Really, I wanted to do this car in like 3 episodes, and it's just it's too much to do, I think, in 3 episodes, and doing like hour-and-a-half long episodes is a little bit too long, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this episode here. This is part 2, and then we'll start up part 3. And honestly, I don't know how many episodes this is going to take. I can tell you that as of right now, the car is pretty much sold. The person that is going to buy it is actually one of the previous owners. They loved the car. They love what I'm doing to it. And in fact, it's going to get some performance upgrades now, and it's going to get some upgrades that I normally wouldn't do on a car that I'm selling, but because this person wants to buy it, I talked to them about certain things on the car, and they're interested in it. So it's going to get some heads and an intake, and I'm going to redo the fuel system, and it's going to get some updates that I wouldn't have done just to flip the car, but because of who it's going to, it's going to get some really good performance upgrades. So stay tuned for that. I'm still considering this a budget swap, 5-speed swap, because I'm still doing it on a budget. I didn't spend the $45, $55, $100 to just buy all the parts and put them in the car. I'm going through building the transmission, putting all new bearings, that kind of stuff in it. We'd used Marketplace and eBay for a lot of the parts. So it's going to be really cool. Stick around. It's still going to be budget, besides the motor upgrades and the fuel system upgrade, because I'm taking that spaceship looking boost reference fuel pressure regulator out. I'm taking the added fuel pump, and I'm putting the fuel pump back in the tank where it belongs. And we're going to redo the fuel rail and stuff on the motor. Stay tuned for all that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Click that subscribe button. We're definitely not done with this car. We'll be done at some point. It's going to be a long road, but I think it's a road worth watching, because honestly, if you're going to do one of these cars, I'm showing you a lot of what you should do to get something like this done. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time.